Let go or be dragged. The monastery bells rang through the morning mist as Master Kenji swept the stone path. Nearby, his student Takeshi sat beneath a cherry tree, his face twisted in concentration, fists clenched white. "Master," Takeshi called out, voice tight with frustration. "I've been meditating for hours, but I cannot find peace. My brother insulted our family yesterday. He disrespected everything our father built. How can I let go of such anger?" Master Kenji continued sweeping, saying nothing. "Master, did you hear me?" "I heard you," Kenji replied softly. "Tell me, how long ago did this argument occur?" "Yesterday afternoon. But that doesn't matter. What he said, and your brother, where is he now?" "He returned to the city last night." "So your brother spoke words yesterday, in a place he no longer is, and then left. Yet here you sit, carrying those words as if they were stones in your robe." Master Kenji resumed sweeping. "Tell me, who is dragging whom?" Takeshi's mouth opened, then closed. A flush crept up his neck. "Come, walk with me." They descended the path into the forest, eventually reaching a river. The current was strong, churning white around rocks. On the far bank stood an ancient oak, its massive roots exposed and wrapped tightly around several large stones. "Do you see that tree?" Master Kenji asked. "Yes, master. Look at its roots gripping those rocks. That tree has held them for perhaps 100 years. Now tell me, does the tree possess the rocks, or do the rocks possess the tree?" Takeshi frowned. "The tree holds the rocks. Look closer. See how the tree leans? The weight of those rocks has slowly pulled it off balance. Year after year, it has spent energy holding them. Energy that could have gone to growing taller, stronger. It holds the rocks. Yes, but at what cost? The tree could release them," Takeshi said slowly. "But it chooses not to. The tree knows only gripping. It is its nature." Master Kenji tossed a small stone into the water. "But you have a choice, the tree does not. You can open your hand." They turned back toward the monastery. When they reached the meditation garden, Kenji stopped. "Tell me about this argument. What exactly did your brother say?" The words tumbled out. "He said our father wasted his life in devotion. That monasteries are filled with cowards running from the real world. He said," Takeshi's voice cracked. "He said I was dead to him." "And you have replayed these words how many times since yesterday?" "I don't know. Hundreds, perhaps." "So your brother spoke them once, and you have spoken them to yourself hundreds of times. Who, then, has hurt you more?" Takeshi stopped walking, eyes widening. Master Kenji led him to a small pond beside the meditation hall. Its surface was perfectly still, reflecting the sky like polished glass. He picked up a stone and threw it into the center. Ripples spread outward in perfect circles, disturbing the reflection. They watched as the ripples reached the edges and slowly dissipated. "The stone enters the water only once," Kenji said. "But the ripples continue. Eventually, though, what happens? They fade. The water becomes still again. Yes, the water does not hold the memory of the stone. It accepts the disturbance, experiences it fully, and returns to stillness. But tell me, what would happen if every time the water became still, someone threw the same stone again?" "The ripples would never stop." "Precisely. You are throwing the stone yourself, again and again. Your brother threw it once and walked away. But you remain here, repeating his motion." Takeshi's eyes filled with tears. "But master, how do I stop? Every time I try not to think about it, the words come back. Tell me how to make it stop." "Ah, now you ask the right question. But you have it backwards. You cannot make it stop by fighting it. You stop by stopping." "I don't understand." The master walked to a small maple tree beside the pond. He gripped one of its branches and pulled it down, bending it unnaturally toward the ground. "What happens if I hold this branch here?" "It stays bent." "And what happens when I let go?" It springs back up. Master Kenji released the branch. It whipped upward and swayed gently before settling. The branch does not struggle to return to its place. It simply does so when the force releases. Your mind is the same. It will return to peace naturally, but only when you stop forcing it to stay in turmoil. But I'm not trying to stay in turmoil. I'm trying to escape it. Are you? Or are you trying to escape by fighting? Every time you think, I should not be angry, you are picking up the stone again. Every time you replay the argument to find where you should have responded differently, you are dragging yourself back to yesterday. Takeshi sank onto a bench, head in his hands. Then, what should I do? Just pretend it didn't hurt? No. Feel the hurt. Acknowledge it. My brother's words hurt me. This is truth. But then see the hurt as it is. Just hurt. Not a stone you must carry everywhere. Not a rope binding you to yesterday. Just hurt, arising and passing, like ripples on water. A breeze stirred the cherry blossoms overhead, and petals drifted down. Master Kenji caught one in his palm. See this blossom? It held tight through winter and spring. It bloomed in its season, beautiful and perfect. And now, its time has come to let go. Does the tree mourn? Does the blossom resist? No. It falls, and in falling, it is perfect. He opened his hand, and the wind carried the petal away, tumbling through the air until it landed softly on the pond's surface. But I am not a blossom, master. No, you are something far more capable. A blossom has no choice but to let go. You have the choice, which makes your letting go infinitely more meaningful. They sat in silence. Takeshi watched the petal float on the water, watched it drift toward the edge, watched it finally settle against the bank, still and peaceful. Master, how many times will I have to let go? Kenji laughed warmly. Oh, my student. You will have to let go every day, every hour, every moment. This is not a task you complete once. The question is not, how do I let go once and forever? The question is, can I let go right now, in this moment? That sounds exhausting. Does it? Tell me, is it more exhausting to let go moment by moment, or to carry everything you've ever held onto, growing heavier each day until you cannot move at all? Takeshi smiled despite himself. No, master. Come. I will tell you a secret. Kenji began walking toward the meditation hall. You have already let go of thousands of things in your life. Every breath breathed in, breathed out. Let go. Every step lifted your foot, placed it down, let go. Took another step. You have let go of every meal, every sunset, every conversation, every moment of your entire life. You are, in truth, a master of letting go. You simply forgot. They reached the hall where other students were gathering. Master Kenji paused at the entrance. Here is your practice for today. Every time you notice yourself replaying the argument, simply say, "This is yesterday's stone. I set it down now." Then return your attention to your breath, not to fight the memory, just to acknowledge it and return. Can you do this? Takeshi bowed. I will try, master. Good. And Takeshi? When you see your brother again, you will have a choice. You can meet him carrying yesterday's stones, bent under their weight. Or you can meet him with open hands, ready to begin again. The choice is always yours. That evening, as the sun set behind the mountains, Takeshi sat in meditation. The memory came, as he knew it would. He felt the familiar tightening in his chest, but this time, he noticed something new. The sensation arose, peaked, and began to fade. Not because he forced it away, but because this was its nature, arising and passing, like ripples on water, like petals on the wind. This is yesterday's stone, he whispered. I set it down now. He returned his attention to his breath. In, out, let go. The memory came again, and again, he set it down. Not perfectly, not easily, but he set it down. The bells rang for evening prayers. Takeshi rose from his cushion, surprised to find that his legs felt light. His shoulders, rigid with tension that morning, now hung loose and easy. As he walked to the dining hall, he passed the cherry tree. Most blossoms had fallen, carpeting the ground in pink and white. He paused, looking at them. They didn't look lost in their falling. They looked free. Takeshi bent down and picked up a single petal. He held it in his palm for a moment, then opened his hand and let the wind take it. It tumbled away into the dusk, and he watched it go without sadness, without grasping, just watching, just letting go. For the first time since his brother's visit, Takeshi felt something like peace. Not the absence of hurt. The hurt was still there, a dull ache beneath his ribs, but it was no longer dragging him. He was no longer dragging it. It simply was. And he was. And the distance between them was growing with each breath, each step, each moment he chose to open his hand. That night, as he lay in his small room, the memory came again. His brother's face, twisted with anger. His brother's words, sharp as broken glass. But this time, Takeshi noticed something new. Between the memory and his reaction to it, there was a space, small but undeniable. A moment where he could choose. "This is yesterday's stone," he said softly into the darkness. "I set it down now." He slept deeply and did not dream. The next morning, Master Kenji was in the garden when Takeshi arrived. Takeshi approached and bowed. "Master, thank you for yesterday's teaching." "And what did you learn?" Takeshi thought for a moment. "I learned that I have been dragging myself through yesterday, over and over. I learned that letting go is not a single act but a practice, repeated as many times as necessary. And I learned that the weight I've been carrying was always optional." Master Kenji smiled broadly. "Good. Very good. Now you are ready for the hardest part. There's more. You have learned to let go of the stones you know you carry. Now you must learn to let go of the stones you don't realize you're carrying. The old grudges, the small resentments, the ways you've been hurt that you've forgotten but your body remembers. This is the work of a lifetime. But it begins here, with learning to be still, to watch the ripples fade, to trust that your natural state is peace, not turmoil, and that peace will return when you stop disturbing it." They sat together in meditation as the sun rose, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold. And in the stillness, Takeshi felt it. That natural peace Master Kenji had spoken of. Always there, always waiting, like still water beneath the ripples. Not something to achieve or create, just something to stop covering up, something to let be.